Audrey, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 easy transitions that beginners can use on Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro and even iMovie for some of them. If you guys are new to Premiere Pro or Final Cut and you want to get some inspiration for some cool, engaging, and different transitions, then keep watching. And if you're a more advanced Premiere Pro user and you're watching me like, wow, she's doing so many things wrong, I love constructive criticism, so make sure you leave me a comment below. I could do something differently because I'm interested to know. But yes, I'm learning at the same time as I'm showing you guys this. I just want to help you guys out as I learn as well. I'm going to be showing you guys a zoom in transition, a glitch transition, and then one I call the shape transition, which will make more sense later. So yeah, these are all very easy to use, and let's get right into it. First, I'm going to make a new project on Premiere Pro. How about we do the zoom in effect first, because that's the first fancy transition that I learned how to do on Premiere Pro. So the first thing you need to do, just get your 2 clips, choose the parts of the clip you want to use, obviously. The next thing you want to do is make an adjustment layer. You want to make 2 of them. So you can just, if you press Alt, you can copy the same clip. Little trick, at the bottom one you want to start a bit like right where the cut is between your 2 scenes, and then the one on top can be a little bit longer. I always forget that replicate is first and replicated it 2 times. But you want to go and type in 3 because we're going to be zooming into this middle image here. So that wouldn't work if there was just a 4 square grid. Okay, now that you've got this, go back up here and go type in mirror. And we're going to be using this effect multiple times because we want to get rid of these hard lines so that when you zoom into this image, it won't look as noticeable, I guess. I don't know. You'll see. So the first one, you want to go to reflection angle, type in 90 degrees, and you can see it just flips this line like that, kind of. See how this line, you're trying to get this line to disappear, so you just make it so that it goes slightly above so that it just merges together. And then you want to replicate this process 3 more times, all with different angles. So next it's negative 90 degrees, and you go back here and you want to get rid of this one this time, just so that it touches barely. Oh, nope, it's still there. You gotta be precise with this because if not, the line will still be there. Like if it's there, it's there. And next we go to here and it's 180 degrees. And then just pull this one all the way over, and we're going to get rid of this line. And then one last time, you can do 360 or negative 180, doesn't matter. No! Can you hear how loud this thing is? Okay. And so, I don't know if you can tell, but the middle square is still there, technically. It's just, the lines are now merged together, so it's not as noticeable. But that middle square is still in the same spot, and we'll be able to zoom into the original image from there. Next, you want to go into this top layer and choose transform. I applied the transform effect onto the top layer, which is what zooms in and kind of gives you that blurry effect at the same time. And then we're going to go over about 6 keyframes. It depends on how long you want it to be. But 6 is normally a good number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to zoom in a bit so you can see. And then after that, you go down to the transform, click scale, so that you set a keyframe here. A keyframe you can use for many effects. All of these actually on the side are for keyframes, and it marks the beginning of whatever transformation you want to imply. So say you want to do scale. You go here, which I'm doing now. And this keyframe is started here. As you can see, it moves up here at the same time as I move down there. I'm going to go back to the middle though, and then go over 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to click this little button, which is going to add a keyframe. So this kind of marks now the 2 main points that I want to impact. So I'm going to turn the scale all the way up to 300, and I'm also gonna go and turn up the shutter angle, which is gonna make it more blurry. So the higher the shutter angle, the more blurry your zoom in effect will be. So now you can see that it starts at the keyframe and it will start zooming in and end at the second keyframe. One thing I like to do though, for me that was a bit slow, so if you just want to like adjust how the zoom in works, the timing of the zoom in, go down to the drop down menu for scale, and if you can see, click on these ones, and this kind of, I'm gonna move it here so that I know where the middle is, and I'm just gonna kind of fool around with these and make sure that I try as hard as I can because they're kind of hard to move sometimes, but just try and get the peak, this peak on time with the cut, and that will make so that it'll be fastest when it hits this middle point, which you want. So yeah, that's this effect. It's really cool, especially if you're zooming in from maybe an area that's further away into something smaller like I did here. This transition, I use it all the time. I think it looks cool. And obviously if you want to make it even better, what I did is I downloaded like a sound effect thing from YouTube really easily with a bunch of whoosh sounds, and I'll just use normally I listen to them more carefully and choose one, but I think adding one of these sound effects really just adds to the effect. So the next effect I'm going to be showing you guys is the glitch effect, and I love this effect. Like, I don't know why, but it's like I just said that one was my favorite, but this one I think just looks so cool. So what I do first is you go to the first clip. Sometimes I like to carry it into the second clip, which I'll show you guys in a second, but I'll just go through and separate a bunch of different keyframes. That was completely random. It depends how long you want the glitch to be. Normally I don't make it too long just because otherwise it kind of gets a bit annoying, but yeah, so I just went through and deleted a couple clips here, and I'm gonna go a couple over in this one, maybe just 2. And so once you do that, we're gonna use this Alt trick again where you hold down the keyboard and save. Hold down the keyboard on the clip you want to copy and just pull it up, and we're gonna be altering this top layer. So go back, make sure you're in the effects tab, go over to, the first thing I like to change is the opacity. I normally just turn it down pretty randomly, honestly, just so that you can see through, and then I'll alter the scale, making it bigger, because if you make it smaller it just kind of looks weird. You can make it a bit smaller, I guess, and it will be fine, but I normally like to go bigger, and also maybe move it a bit. So, and then I like to go over to the color tab, and I will go to color wheel, and I will just completely mess with the colors of the clip. So this one I'm making red. I normally like to use red and blue. I don't know why. For me that just reminds me of a glitch more, but you can choose whatever colors you want. So basically just repeat this step with all of them, but you don't do the same thing on each one, making the scale really weird. So here I made it pretty zoomed in. I'm gonna change the X position so it's a bit to the side, and then I'm gonna go back to color, and this time I'm going to make it blue. Actually this time I'm gonna leave it normal. Some of them I just like to leave like normal color. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue this process with all of them. So once you start doing this, you can go back and play it through, and you'll see it kind of just jumps through them really fast, whatever you did. And you want it to be fast and noticeable, but at the same time just a bit different. I think I'm gonna add a couple. I liked that. So just fool with it, delete spaces, do whatever you want. Just mess around with the footage, and to final touch, this one doesn't work as well unless you use a cool sound effect. So I just downloaded this video called Top 10 Glitch Sounds. Take the smallest section of it just so that you can put it under the area where the glitch effect takes place. And then we go back. There we go. It's very subtle. It's pretty subtle, but at the same time it's kind of cool. I don't know, there's something about it that I just really like. and I use it all the time. Okay, so the last transition I will be showing you guys is kind of like the glitch effect, but there'll be actual graphics on screen to distract where the eye's looking. And the cool thing with this is that based on what graphics you use, you can kind of control where the eye looks. I'm gonna first make some of these graphics. You want it to be a PNG so that you don't have your shape and then also the background. That would just be annoying to fix. So I'm gonna make just a bunch of random shapes. I'm thinking maybe some like X's. And once you make these, you can reuse them. Maybe a couple lines. Okay, so once you have a couple graphics, I'm gonna first do the same thing I did for the glitch effect. So I'm gonna go back to the center and then just go over a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna start off with the lines one, just drag it in. Right now it looks kind of stupid. Actually, that kind of looks cool, but I'm gonna scale it up. You can literally mess around with these as much as you want. I'm going to make it shorter, obviously. I just need one frame of it. So I'm gonna take some out as well. These over them. You can also, if you want, mix it with the glitch effect, but I think that might be a bit too overwhelming. As you go along, just try and, because it's gonna be going really fast. You're not even gonna probably barely see these shapes. I don't know, I like it. You can't really even see the individual shapes that well unless you're really, if you're not expecting it, these shapes are just gonna blow over. Like, you're not gonna really know what it is, but you're gonna know something cool is happening. So yeah, those were my 3 favorite effects to make on Premiere Pro, and honestly, you could definitely recreate these on other programs. You can't do the zoom in effect on iMovie. Final Cut Pro, I'm not sure if you can do the zoom in. I'm pretty sure there's a way you could probably figure it out. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys should follow me if you're not already on Instagram and Twitter, because I post there pretty often, and every time I post a new video on Twitter, you will always be notified. I also want to start doing this thing where I'm going to highlight a couple of my favorite comments from the last couple videos from the last week as little just shout out thank yous to you guys, and I'm going to kind of be responding to them in person in video as well. So if you want to be in the next episode, make sure you leave a comment below. And yeah, I will see you guys this Friday. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. I will see you guys this Friday with another new video. Bye!